It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are inside of the very spacious Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Coming up, we've got a good one here in the AFC, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Here's the former Auburn kicker Daniel Carlson to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Richardson to throw off play action. Sliding out of the pocket. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we're seeing in the colleges delivered to the NFL.
The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. Now Richardson back to throw it. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
2nd and 10. Now it's Richardson. He'll buy some time right. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Here we go, here we go. Hurt, hurt.
Richardson looking to throw this. And that is incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Back to the air with Richardson. And he gives himself up, but not before he gets the conversion. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Now the first carry for Zach Moss. And just shedding it off there. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Zach Moss taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Colts are on the board first here this afternoon. So how about that for your first carry of the game? Not bad.
How about that, and not bad at all. I think he earned himself a little bit more work, partner, because that's what you want from your number 2 or your number 3 running backs. You want him to come in with the fresh legs, give your team a little jolt, and he did it right there. Best way to lobby for more playing time? Have runs like that.
Shane Steichen, aggressive as a play caller. He's going to go for 2 here.
Dragon 60, 19 tight, 19 tight.
Richardson will throw for it. And that is going to be caught. And it moves the lead to 8-0. So they get in for the opening drive score, and they go for 2. They kept the kicker once in there. So we don't need you this time.
Kickers? Who needs kickers for PATs?
Nice now.
We want them for field goals, not for PATs. They went for 2 and got it. It's a new tone setter for this team.
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And they go play action here with O'Connell. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down. Throwing, O'Connell. Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Quiddy Payne. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Off the play fake, here's O'Connell. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Throw out left, caught by Mayer. And he will be out of bounds, well shy of the marker. So that's a turnover on downs. Great job defensively. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. But a little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game, that they've got to match them point for point, as opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. One quarter down, 8-0 the score. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Here we go. 19 seconds. 19 seconds.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. He finds Taylor. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 9 yards that time.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
Good call there on first down. And Brandon, I'm getting better over the years of not screaming out screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Let's go now.
3rd and 2. Richardson looking to throw. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a fourth down.
Would have been right at about a 52-yard field goal try, but no, they are going to go for this thing on fourth down. Back to throw. Richardson flushed out right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on fourth down. And the Raider D, they get the football back. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Good position to be in here, second and inches. And O'Connell now to throw. And that's complete to Adams. And Devontae's going to have a Raiders first down as he'll get this across the 50 to the 49. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Down to about the 45. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. 8-0 our score with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Play action. Now O'Connell. Short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a 2nd and 2. Here's Jacobs from the gun, and that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Off the play fake. O'Connell to the left side. There's Mayer. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. Back to the running game with Jacobs. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Touchdown, Raiders! Josh Jacobs from 10 yards out. And the Raiders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Now the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for two. O'Connell's throwing for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. This time they stay on the ground. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Richardson to throw. Lets one go downfield for Pierce. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Richardson on 2nd and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson. Lets one go downfield for Pierce. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on one throw right there.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. A final shot before break. O'Connell. And this one is incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And how about this line out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. A gutsy call there. Yates at the locker room with a lead. Tried the onside kick. It didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They're already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent and maybe kick-started things going in the opposite direction.
The drive starts with a completion left side. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Fakes the handoff. Now O'Connell to throw. He hits Adams complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. From the shotgun, O'Connell toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Jacobs. They push forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They go with Jacobs. And this time he is in. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Raiders have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. So that, Charles, a big decision there on 4th and goal, and it works out.
And that is an example of a coach who's confident in his team. He didn't look at it as a gamble at all. He looked at it as belief. Great starting field position. Let's go ahead and deliver. And they do.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Robert Spillane, the linebacker, there on the tackle. From the 29, here's the 2nd and 5. This is Pierce. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And quickly, they get to the line. Third and 1, Richardson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Escaping the pressure right. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. Quick throw out wide, and Pierce has got him. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. They give to Taylor out of the gun. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Richardson working from the gun. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Raider D, they get the football back. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. O'Connell on 1st and 10. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd down. Here's O'Connell. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. He'll let this go for Adams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. Play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
From his own end zone, it's Richardson. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Third and long, Richardson from his end zone. And that's into the hands of Mo Alley Cox, the tight end. 1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They give it off here to the tight end. And he's going to get the first down, it looks like, as he's up to the 12. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 1st down, Richardson. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Tyree Wilson using that athletic ability to make the play. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now this throw caught left side. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down. Back to throw. Here's Richardson rolling to his left. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
Richardson out of the shotgun. Connecting here with Pittman on the out route. And Pittman going to have a Colts first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Second down, 8 yards to go. Richardson looking to throw this. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Richardson to throw it. Rolling to his right. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the first down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Well, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big check.
Yeah, check there as well. Good call. Now Richardson. A short throw pulled in by Woods. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 25-yard line.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
First and 10, Taylor now. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Here's Richardson. They'll roll him out right. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
Richardson. Right side complete. That's Woods. And he'll be out of bounds. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They're going to run this with a tight end. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Come on, come on.
Second down, goal to go. Taylor is going to take this one in for a Colts touchdown. What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
They'll let Taylor try and run, and he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they up their lead to 3. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. This is 1st and 10. Here's O'Connell. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get the midfield or so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
O'Connell. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. This entire defensive unit, Charles, they've really put in a good shift tonight, so to speak.
I like how you phrased that. This has been a good shift. They punched the clock the entire evening. Got to have shirts that have their names on them in the front to let them know these are blue-collar workers who are getting it done. I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.